next question, since we're talking about champions and fighters and this and that, do you ever think we'll get a champion under 25 again? Or am I bugging? Is that asking for too much? Is a champion under 25 asking for too much? Why you say that?
Yeah, I think that's just lightning in a bottle. I think for that to happen, that's just lightning in a bottle. Definitely not anytime soon. Looking at
how about on the female side?
I think it can happen on the female side. Okay. I think it's very easy to dominate on the female side, just a skill gap. They're not really good fighters. We're gonna keep it 100. I mean, what do you think about what I just said? They're not being very good fighters. Hold on. Let me say this before I continue.
Okay.
I'm not talking about Nunez.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Shevchenko. I'm not talking about all that. But just in general, I don't think for the most part female fighters train the same. I think they get coddled. That's why they fight like that. You could tell Shevchenko, she's sparring with men. She's sparring with top K1 fighters. Same thing for Nunez. Same thing for Rose. Same thing for all of that. But for the Masters, and I've seen this in gyms. Matter of fact, I'll even go out on limb to say I've been a culprit of this. I'll spar a woman and I just don't do it. Even not even just pulling back. I'll even chill with the skill. Now there's been a few times where I don't. But for the most part, especially if I'm not even that comfortable with the woman, I don't want to do it. And I feel like that's a problem. So
it is.
That's why I wanted to say the skill gap isn't there. The skill isn't there. So yes, it could be a 25-year-old champion in the female division.
All right. So we had the women's conversation. So I'm not going to get too deep in that. We had that before. I will say out of all the sports that I do watch, I believe women in mixed martial arts are the ones who progress the fastest out of any sport, as far as watching WNBA or watching female tennis or stuff like that. I honestly think when you look at when women's MMA started to now, in the last 10 years, they've progressed super fast. Yeah. I mean, when you look at something like, when did women start fighting in the UFC? When did Ronda Rousey come in? 2011, 2000? I mean, I don't want to. So let's just say 10 years. From 10 years to now, that skill level to now of just everyone's getting better. And now you look at stuff like strawweight. Don't compare it to Shevchenko. You know, strawweight or bantamweight or any of the other flyweight. There we go. Strawweight is Thug Roses. But you look at strawweight, that's sort of where the average woman walks around. They got a crazy amount of strikers. I was watching this one fighter. Her name was Cheyenne. She really stuck out to me on this last card. It was a female fight, Cheyenne versus Mallory, and she stuck out to me. So I don't know. I think it could happen in the women's division, under 25 champ. But I think it's going to be harder. In the men's division, I think it's going to be really hard to get someone under 25 to win a belt. I think it'd have to be at like flyweight.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see it happening at like a 135 or 145, just because that pool is so deep.
Yeah, and the skill, like these fighters are like super fighters. The skill that I'm seeing now is just like off of the charts. I don't know. I don't really see it, man. It would be crazy though. Oh man, the earth, the heavens will.
How old is Kazmat? How old is Kazmat?
I would say Hamza was like I would say 27. I want to say 27 or 28.
Something's telling me Kazmat's 27 too. Let me look it up. I don't want to make up false information. How old is Kazmat? Yeah, he's 27. Yeah.
27, okay.
Yeah, he's 27.
Yeah.
Just, and it's funny. Young. 27 is still young, so 25 just seems...
That's like, extreme, yeah.
Like imagine like a 25-year-old hopping in the welterweight and banging with Neil Magny. And then you got to go bang with Ponzinibbio. Then you got to go fight Kobe Covington. And then you got to go fight Usman. That's a lot to ask of a 25-year-old. Well, yeah. He'd have to be 24 to even start that. So you'd be 24, and then when you're 25, you finally get to fight Usman. You asking a lot from a 24-year-old.
So I got a controversial question, man.
What's up? What's good?
So, was the level of competition Jones had at that time equal to the level of competition we have here?
No,
I'm just asking. Just asking.
No.
You said no?
no. And I'm a Jones fan.
Huh?
I'm a Jones fan. I'm a big John Jones fan. But every year the skill gets better.
Yeah.
And that's just me being honest. Every year fighters get better. And same with any sport. Every year the athletes should be better. When you look at the NFL, the big guys just used to be big. Now the big guys is running faster than the running backs.
Right.
You got a 330-pound man running side by side with the running back. I mean, these athletes are getting crazy. Like, I mean, I can't imagine what 2030 is going to be like, what these fighters are going to be doing. And that's the reason John Jones took a year and a half, 2 years off, because he know what's good. He can't just hop in. This ain't the same UFC. This is a whole different ball game. He got to be at his very best. So that's why he took the time on to put the muscle on properly. He know what time it is. He know he got to be at his peak.
What?
It's a different ball game. These fighters is coming in with all the skills, and if any weight division, it would be flyweight, just because that doesn't have a very deep pool, or maybe heavyweight.
Heavyweight,
because heavyweight is a game of one punch power per se.
Yeah, I think heavyweight could have him.
And if you get the right 24-year-old to mimic Cyril Gane,
yeah.
If I'm a young fighter and I'm a coach, I'm not saying go out there and fight like Francis, go out there and fight like Curtis Blades. I'm saying go out there and fight like Cyril Gane.
Yeah, I think it could have, like, especially if you have like a heavyweight that like, say he has like the body type of who's a guy from who's the kickboxing, they call him the Prince of Kickboxing. He lives in Netherlands. He's the number one in Glory heavyweight.
Starts with a V.
Verhoeven.
Yeah. Starts with a V, I think.
So if you had a like a body type like him, and you're like extremely technical and you had knockout power, I could see someone dominating the heavyweight position and getting a belt early. So I would say that. I think that's probably the only way. I can see that in heavyweight.
And as we look at sports now, they're sort of just looking for athletes. So like I was saying before, these big guys, they're not just big, strong. They're sort of like ballerinas now. I think just athleticism with big guys is getting better and better, because guys are realizing like, hey, I may be 6'4" and 240. That's too small for the NFL. But that's not too small for the UFC octagon. Let me use my skill now. So if you realize that as a college kid or a high school kid, like, hey, NFL is crazy. We got X amount of players and X amount of position, but the MMA is me versus him. If I'm a coach, or I'm saying like, fight like Cyril Gane. Look at this guy. He's not getting touched up. He's not getting pieced up. And maybe get a young champion at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Especially because a lot of those guys are older. Let's be honest. Ain't too much young blood at heavyweight.
Cyril Gane is pretty young though, right? I think he's like damn near like 20. What was it like 31? Cyril Gane might be younger than that.
Yeah. Check it out. How old is he?
Oh, 31. So yeah, he's young, man.
There's no reason why you can't get someone to mimic him. That's going to be the new wave at heavyweight. I don't think it's going to be the old school wave of guys
like
who are more flat-footed. Why do you got to hate on Lewis?
Yo, I'm not hating on Lewis.
Why do you got to hate on Lewis?
You know I'm not a fan.
Why do you got to hate on Lewis?
But he's a textbook like heavyweight.
Most knockouts in the UFC. Most knockouts in the UFC. Most UFC knockouts. Most UFC finishes.
If that's the truth, yeah, that's true, right? Yeah. So I can't even.
The timing isn't. Listen, the timing is impeccable. The way he put Curtis Blades out, the timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Yeah, that was a crazy knockout. Yeah.
We wasn't even talking about Derek Lewis. You just had to bring him in there.
No, because you said the age of the. I know where you're going with
the flat-footed heavyweights, and of course, Derek Lewis sticks out to you because he's one of the best heavyweights to ever do it.
Is he? Oh wow! Is he? You think? I mean, I guess you can't ignore the stats.
Stats don't lie.
Yeah,
Stats don't lie.
that's one of the best to ever do it. I guess.
I know you don't want to admit it. I know, but he is.
No, I'll admit it. I mean, yeah, because he does have the most finishes. He's fun to. I guess say he's fun to watch, but I like when
He's
it
not.
goes.
He's not
It's
fun
fun
to watch.
knowing when is it gonna come. Like, oh shoot, it's like
Yeah.
pause by the way, but it's like, dang, what is this gonna do? When is it gonna do? When is it gonna do? It's like, you know what I mean. So that's why I kind of enjoy it.
I agree.